Hello students. So today we are going to see the gold mine question from the chapter capital budgeting for old syllabus. But it's a very important question. You can find this question in your old syllabus practice manual. This question, if you look at the answer in the practice manual, this question has been solved by using one single formula. So what difficulty students sometimes they face is they find it difficult to interpret the logic or the concept behind the formula which the institute has used. So what we're trying to do here today is in this video, I'll take you through the concept of the question and the concept behind the formula. What is the concept? What has been done? Why has it been done so? And once you're thorough with that, then there will not be any difficulty in this question. So one very important question, very tricky question, and very interesting question as well. Okay, let's start. Okay, so you own an unused gold mine that will cost rupees 10 lakhs to reopen. If you open the mine, you expect to be able to extract 1,000 ounces of a gold a year for each of 3 years. Okay. So what's the story so far? You have a gold mine, unused gold mine, which you plan to reopen. Okay. And reopening will cost you rupees 10 lakhs. You have to incur rupees 10 lakhs in order to reopen the gold mine. And once you reopen it, you can operate for how many years? For 3 years. And each year, how much gold you can extract? You can extract thousands ounces of gold in each year. Next, after that the deposit will be exhausted. All right. The gold price is currently rupees 5,000 an ounce, and each year the price is equally likely to rise or fall by rupees 500 from its level at the start of the year. Okay. Now everyone, this is the most important adjustment in this question. What is it? Each year the price is equally likely to rise or fall by rupees 500. Okay, what is the gold price today? Rupees 5,000 an ounce, and each year it can increase, rise or fall by rupees 500. So next year, year 1, the price can be 5,500 or 4,500. Thereafter again the price can go up by 500 or fall by 500. Yes, and equally likely. Now what should we understand from this term, equally likely? The probability of occurrence. So the probability of price increasing and price decreasing by 500 is equal, that is same. That means 50% probability. So every time the price can increase, the possibility of increasing is 50%, and every point when the price can decrease, the probability is 50%. Okay. Then the extraction cost is rupees 4,600 an ounce, and the discount rate is 10%. So the extraction cost will be extracting the gold, no? So extraction cost will be 4,600 per ounce, and discount rate they are given 10% per annum for discounting calculation of present value of cash flows. Required. So what is required? A. Should you open the mine now or delay 1 year in the hope of rise in the gold price? So very interesting question. What's the question? See now the story is you want to reopen the mine, and by reopening you'll have to incur 10 lakh rupees immediately, and after that you can operate the mine for 3 years, extract 1,000 ounces of gold each year. And so extracting you'll be incurring cost, how much? 4,600 rupees per ounce, and you can sell it at the whatever are the prices at that time. Okay, and make profit. This is the story. Now, first part of the question, what are they asking? When should you reopen the mine? Should you reopen the mine today, that is year 0, or should you reopen the mine after 1 year? Pay attention. Should you open the mine now or delay 1 year in the hope of very important, again one very important, in the hope of rise in the gold price? So what are they telling you? What is the institute telling? Should you open the mine now, that's in year 0, or should you open the mine after 1 year when the price is high? Okay, so after 1 year, you know the price can either increase or decrease. Correct. Today the price is 5,000. After 1 year, the price can increase by 500 or decrease by 500. So after 1 year, the price can be 5,500 or it can also be 4,500. Okay. So what is the institute telling? Should you open the mine now or after 1 year when the price is 5,500 higher? So when the price after 1 is 4,500, what we will do? We won't reopen at that price. We will reopen it after 1 year when the price is high. Okay, this is the right way of interpreting this adjustment. Next, subpart B. What difference would it make to your decision if you could costlessly but irreversibly shut down the mine at any stage? Okay. Now what are they telling here? What difference would it make to your decision? Which decision? The decision above. Above, you would have made a decision, no? You would have decided, okay, we shall open the mine in year 0 or in year 1. some decision you would have come to. So how will that decision change if you could costlessly but irreversibly shut down the mind at any stage? That is, any stage you can decide to shut down the mind. How will this decision change your? How will this adjustment change your decision? Okay, we'll come to this after completing subdivision A. In order to understand this adjustment, you have to first understand the story and the mechanism going in subdivision A. Okay. After that, what are telling? Show the value of abandonment option. Or well, we'll come to this also later. All at once. So first subdivision A, they're asking us to decide should the mine be open in year 0 or in year 1. Let's start with the first part. Let's see what will happen if we open the mine. If we open the mine in year 0, that is today. Today means year 0. Okay. So today is year 0. And what is the price of the gold of 1 ounce of gold in year 0? It is 5,000 rupees. Okay, so what we're going to do now is let's see what the prices would be. Okay, just listen to the story. What are the prices are going to be? We'll first find that out, and then we'll see how we have to proceed with the solution. What has to be calculated ultimately? What do we have to calculate? We'll see. We'll come to that. Let's first see what the various prices would be. So year 0, the price is 5,000 given in the question. Very well. Then this can increase to how much? 5,500 in year 1, or it can also fall to how much? 4,500 when? In year 1. So the price can increase to 5,500 or decrease to 4,500 in year 1. Then again, if in year 1 the price was 5,500, then in year 2 it can increase to 6,000 or it can fall to 5,000. And if in year 1 the price was 4,500, then year 2 it can increase to 5,000 or fall to 4,000. So in year 2, the prices would be either 6,000 or 5,000 or 5,000 or 4,000. Either of these would be the price in year 2. Okay. Now the gold mine will be operation for how many years? 3 years left. So one more year we have to calculate. So if in year 2 the price was 6,000, then in year 3 the price can be as high as 6,500 or it can be 5,500 also. And if the price in year 2 was 5,000, then in year 3 the price can be 5,500 or 4,500. In year 2, if the price was 5,000, then in year 3 the price can be 5,500 or 4,500. Similarly, if year 2 price was 4,000, then year 3 price can be 4,500 or 3,500. These are the prices for year 3. Okay. So this can be the various prices in that respective point of time. So what are we going to calculate? What are we supposed to calculate? Now we have to calculate the net present value. So let's try to calculate the net present value. So calculate net present value. What all we need? We need two things. How much is the initial outflow or initial investment? So initial outflow is how much? Rupees 10 lakhs. We know that. Then one more thing we need to know to calculate NPV, that is present value of cash flows. And all of you should be very familiar with the table. Here, cash flow, present value factor at 10% and present value of cash flows. So how many years? So there are 3 years. We'll be receiving cash flows for 3 years. Okay, what are the cash flows? So year 1, year 2, and year 3, how much is the cash flow? We do not know. Why we do not know the cash flow? We'll have to calculate. What we know is year 1, 2, and 3 will be extracting 1,000 ounces of gold. And we know for each ounce we'll have to pay 4,600. Yes, we need to calculate how much is the ultimate cash flow we'll be receiving each of the years. Okay, so we do not know the cash flows in each of the years. We'll have to calculate it. So let's calculate the cash flows. So calculation of cash flows. Okay. So particulars and a column for each of the years, year 1, 2 and year 3. Okay, so first, yes, how much gold will be extracting? How much will be the gold extraction? In ounces, 1000. So 1000 ounces will be extracting in each of the years. And what will be the extraction cost? Extraction cost per ounce. How much? Rupees 4,600. All the three cases is going to be rupees 4,600. Okay. What are we trying to do here? We're trying to calculate the cash flows of each year. So we know the 1000 ounces of gold will be extracting, and cost we know. Then one more thing we want. What is it? The selling price. We want the selling price of gold per ounce. Okay, so in year 1, what will be the selling price? We do not know. Yes, year 1, at what price will be selling, we do not know, because we know the probabilities and we know the various prices, but we don't know which price, what the price would be in year 1. Similarly, year 2 also, we do not know what the price would be in year 2. Yes, we know that in year 2, the prices can be 6,000 or 5,000 or 5,000 or 4,000. We don't know out of this what the price would be. So we don't know what the price will be in year 2. Similarly, in year 3 also, we don't know what the price would be. Yes, so we don't know what will be the selling prices in the respective years. So we cannot calculate the cash flows. So in order to calculate the cash flows, we first will have to go and find out, calculate something called expected price. We have to calculate expected price per ounce of gold. So once we calculate the expected price, so we'll know the price of the gold and cost of the gold we know, extraction we know 4,600. So we can calculate the profit per ounce. Once we have profit per ounce, we can calculate total profit for 1000 ounces, and that will be our cash flow. And once we have a cash flow, we can go to the present value table and calculate the present value of cash flows, and we can calculate the NPV, as simple as that. Okay, so what is this expected price per ounce? Very important, everyone. Expected price. What is the expected price? Expected price is nothing but is same as equal to average price. Expected price is nothing but average price. What is this average price? Let's see. So in year 1, the price can be either 5,500 or it can be 4,500. Okay, what we want to do is we want to calculate the average expected price. Now, in year 1, so year 1 is future, no? Currently we are in year 0. Year 1 is future. And in future, what the price would be, certainly, definitely 100% confidence, we do not know. We cannot say. We cannot predict. We cannot predict the future with 100% confidence. We know that in future, in year 1, the price can either be 5,500 or 4,500. Okay, and both have a probability. Okay, so in year 0, only thing which we can do is we can calculate expected price using the average tool, averaging tool, a mathematical tool, averaging. We have done it multiple times, simple average, weighted average. There are two types of averages. Using this tool, we'll calculate the expected price. Okay, and how do we calculate the average? With keeping the probabilities as the weight. So in year 1, when the price is 5,500, what is the probability of the price to be 5,500? 0.50. And what is the probability of the price being 4,500? 0.50. Why 0.50? Because in the question they are given that the price can rise or fall with is equally likely to rise or fall. So they have equal probabilities for price increasing or falling. Equal probability means 50% probability. Okay. Then in year 2, the prices can be 6,000, 5,000 or 5,000 or 4,000. So what are the probabilities? So very simple, all of you please pay attention here. So here in year 1, the price was 5,500 now. Year 2, the price can be 6,000 or 5,000. Okay. Now see, the price being 6,000, 5,000 also the probability is equal. Yes. The price being 6,000, the probability is equals 0.50. Okay, and but this can happen only if this happens here. This price is 5,500 in year 1, only then this can happen. So the probability of this 5,500 is 0.50 here. That also will take. So the combined probability comes to 0.25. Okay, well, you need to keep in mind is the price can be 6,000. The price can be 6,000 here in year 2 only if the price is 5,500 in year 1. So the probability of price being 5,500 in year 1 is 0.50, and probability of price becoming 6,000 is 0.50. For the combined probability, it is 0.50, that is probability of the previous price multiplied with the probability of the current price. So 0.5 into 0.5, 0.25 we get. So similarly, the probability of all of the prices will also be 0.25. Okay. Similarly, in year 3, everyone, what will be the probability? Please follow the same pattern. How do we calculate the probability of the price? Probability of previous price into probability of current price. Now, probability of current price is 0.50. Okay, because price can increase or rise or fall equally likely to rise or fall. The probability of current price 0.5. So probability of current price into probability of the previous price on which it is dependent. How much? 0.25. So 0.50 into 0.25 we get 0.125. So probability of all these prices in year 3 is 0.125. That's one simple method also to find this out. I'll tell you even more simpler method. This itself is a simple method. Okay, there's one more very simple method is that probability of occurrences of events should total to 1. So in year 1, if you see, the probability of these two should total to 1. 0.5 plus 0.5 should total to 1. In year 2, if you see, the probabilities of all these 4 items in events should total to 1. 0.25 plus 0.25 plus 0.25 plus 0.25. It should total to 1. Similarly, all these probabilities, if you add 0.125 8 times, if you add, it should total to 1. So one simple way of doing is 1 divided by number of events. So first year, how many events you have? 2. So 1 divided by 2. How much? 0.5. You get the probability. Year 2, how many events, how many prices you have? 4 prices. So 1 divided by 4. You will get probability of 0.25. Similarly, year 3, how many events you have? You have 8 events. So 1 divided by 8, you will get 0.125 as the probability. Okay, so what are we going to calculate now? The average prices, the expected prices. How do we calculate that? Let's calculate. Let's calculate the expected price of year 1. Expected price of year 1. So what is the price of year 1? Year 1 price can be 5,500, probability 0.5, and 4,500, probability 0.5. So it can be 5,500 into probability of 0.5 plus 4,500 into probability of 0.50. So this can be rewritten as, you can take the probability outside because 0.50 is common. You will take 0.50 outside into 5,500 plus 4,500. So this will give you nothing but rupees 5,000. Okay. Next, let's calculate the expected price of year 2, or expected price of year 2. Same process everyone. So this is how we calculate average price. So when we have probabilities, this is how we calculate average. This method is called weighted average, where the weights are nothing but the probabilities. So let's calculate the expected price, average price of year 2. So year 2, what are the possible prices? 6,000, 5,000, 5,000 and 4,000, each having a probability of 0.25. So 6,000 into the probability plus 5,000 into its probability plus 5,000 into its probability plus 4,000 into its probability. This can be the prices in year 2. Let's average it. So here also we can take the probability, that is 0.25 common outside. So what we get is 6,000 plus 5,000 plus 5000 plus 4000. And if you solve this, you're going to get rupees 5000. Very interesting. Yes, here also we're getting the price as rupees 5000. Okay, so let's see what will be the price in year 3. Let's see if we'll get 5000 or some other value. Very interesting. Let's see. Okay, so expected price of year 3. Let's calculate. Similarly, the probabilities are 0.125. So what are the expected prices? 6500 and 5000. These are the prices. 8 prices we'll have. So 6500 into 0.125 plus 5500 into 0.125 plus 5500 into 0.125 plus 4500 into 0.125 plus again 5500 into 0.125 plus 4500 into 0.125 plus 4500 into 0.125 plus the final value 3500 into 0.125. Okay, so here see these values. To look at these values, I did not scroll up. Okay, you could have seen, I never scrolled up. I didn't scroll up and went and checked what is the value here and then copied the value from there to this table here. I don't know. What I simply did is I just looked at the calculation of expected price of year 2. So year 2 prices I know here 6000, 5000, 5000, 4000. So year 3 prices depend on this, no. So from here only I was calculating. So 6000 na, then the price can go about to 6500 or can fall to 5500. Then here when the price is 5000, year 3 price can go up to 5500 or fall to 4500. Okay, so you need not go again back to the tree diagram and check what the values are. Okay, next. So here also we can take the probability common outside 0.125. So let's see. So 0.125, let's take it common outside. Once if you take the probability common outside, no, that will be very simple. Mathematics will become very simple. You can just add all the values together and multiply with the probability. That's all. So if we take 0.125 common outside, then we'll have 6500 plus 5500 plus again 5500 plus 4500 plus 5500 plus 4500 plus 4500 and plus 3500. Okay, and if you solve this, what you will get? You will get rupees 5000 only. Yes, if you solve this, you will get the price as rupees 5000 only. Okay, so the expected prices are how much? Rupees 5000 for each of the years. So let's come back to this table. Let's write our prices. Year 1, what is the expected price of 1 ounce of gold? 5000. Year 2, price is 5000. Year 3, also the price is 5000. So expected price, selling price is 5000. Cost is 4600. So what's the profit per ounce? 400 rupees. So profit per ounce is how much? Rupees 400 for all of the 3 years. Okay. So what is the total cash flow? Total cash flow, that is the profit per ounce into number of ounces, 1000 ounces. So total profit is how much? 4 lakhs for each of the years. Okay. So we have our cash flows now. So let's go up and substitute our cash flows in our present value table. So year 1 cash flow is how much? 4 lakhs. Year 2 cash flow is how much? 4 lakhs. Year 3 cash flow is also 4 lakhs. Yes. And what are the present value factors? Yes. So 10% for 1 year is 0.909. I'll keep it as 0.9091. Then year 2, 0.8264, I'm going to take it. Then for year 3 is going to be 0.7513. Okay, so what is going to be the present value? So 4 lakhs into 0.9091, 3 lakh 63,640. And what will be the present value of 4 lakhs received in year 2? 4 lakh into 0.8264, and that comes to 3 lakh 30,560. Okay, and how much will the present value for the cash flow received in year 3? Now that comes to 3 lakh 520. Okay, so what's the total present value? It is 9 lakh 94,720 is the total present value of cash inflows. Okay, everyone. So now what do we have to calculate? We need to calculate. What are we trying to calculate? The net present value. So net present value is equal to initial outflow was how much? 10 lakhs minus present value of cash flows 9,94,720. So how much we get? 5,280 rupees. 5,280 negative. Okay, rupees 5,280 negative. So this is our answer to the first part of the question. 5,280 cash is the net present value, that too it is negative. Okay, so that means should you open the mine in year 0? No, you should not open the mine in year 0, because if you open the mine in year 0, the net present value will be negative. That means the cash inflows are going to be lesser than the cash outflow. How much is the cash outflow? 10 lakhs. Cash inflow 9,94,720. You are spending more than you will be receiving. So absolutely this project is not feasible if you open it in year 0. Okay, I hope all of you are clear. And so this was the conceptual explanation, everyone. So if you see what I have done, I have solved this question in 3 separate parts. Okay, first part I have estimated the future prices of gold here. Then I've calculated the cash flows here, 4 lakh, 4 lakh, and 4 lakh each. Then I have discounted the cash flows and calculated the NPV. In our institute material, if you see, all these processes calculation have been done in one single step. Yes? That will save you considerable amount of time. So the next part of this question we'll be doing in that manner. We'll be calculating the present value in one single step. I'll explain you how to do that also. Okay. So now we are clear that the mine should not be opened in year 0. So what about at the end of year 2? Should the mine be opened at the end of year 2? Let's see what will happen. So if we open the mine in year 1, yes, is it that's all? Should you open? Can you just open the mine in year 1? No, you should open the mine in year 1 when the price is high. When price is high, that is the point they give in the question. See, yes, should you open the mine now or delay 1 year in the hope of a rise in the gold price? Yes, you are delaying by 1 year. Why are you delaying by 1 year? So that the price may increase and you can open the mine when the prices are high, so that you will get higher profits. So year 1 when you are opening the mine, the prices you are expecting them to be high. Okay, let's understand this as well. So let's prepare a tree again. Okay, so year 0, what is the price in year 0? It is 5,000. Now this price we know it can increase to 5,500. Okay, just a second. Yes, so we know the price in year 0 is 5,000 and it can increase to 5,500 or decrease to how much? 4,500. When? In year 1. Okay. And in year 1 also, please pay attention. When the prices fall to 4,500, you won't be opening the mine. Yes, you will be opening the mine in year 1 only if the prices touch 5,500, given specifically in the question. Very important adjustment. So in year 1, you decided to wait for one more year, hoping for price increase. So if the prices increase, then you will open it. Okay. And one more reason or logical reason, if you see, when the prices were 5,000 in year 0, when the prices were 5,000, at that time the NPV is negative. So 5,000 when the price is, the NPV is negative, then if the price is 4,500, NPV will definitely be negative only. So there's no point of opening the mine when the price is 5,000 or below that. Okay. So year 1, you're opening the price of 5,500. Okay, if prices are 5,500 in year 1, then in year 2, the price can be how much? 6,000, or it can be 5,000. Correct? This can be the prices in year 2. Okay. Then if in year 2 the price is 6,000, then in year 3 the price can be how much? 6,500, or it can be 5,500. And if in year 2 the price is 5,000, then in year 3 the price can be 5,500, or it can be 4,500. So in year 3, the prices can be 6,500, 5,500, 5,500, or 4,500. Okay. Okay. So you when have you opened the mine? In year 1, and the mine will be operative for 3 years. That is year 2, year 3, and year 4. So we need to know the prices of year 4 also in this case. So when the price is 6,500 in year 3, in year 4 the price can be how much? 7,000 or 6,000. Similarly, when the price was 5,500 in year 3, in year 4 the price can be 6,000 or it can be 5,000. Similarly, we will be calculating all the expected future prices. Here it can be 6,000 or as low as 5,000. In this case, it can be as high as 5,000 or as low as 4,000. Okay. Yes, so we're going to follow the same process, everyone. So next, what do we need next? Next, we need to calculate, show the probability, ascertain the probabilities. So what is the probability? Yes, of the price being 6,000 and 5,000. It's going to be 0.5 and 0.5. Probability of prices being 6,500, already we have calculated. No, same logic. If you apply, the probability will be 0.25 each. So 4 events equally likely. So here the probability will be 0.125. Here total we have 8 events equally likely. So probability is going to be 0.125 for all of these. Okay. Now what are we going to calculate here? We're going to calculate the present value. Yes. So here all of you, this is where we are starting. This is the starting point. This is the starting point. Here we are starting. When are we starting? In year 1. So we'll have to calculate the net present value. So here all of you please understand, very important. If you calculate the next present value, the net present value here will be at the point of which year? Year 1. This will give you net present value at the end of year 1. Okay, please keep this in mind. We'll come back to this discussion. We'll pick up the discussion again. So let's calculate the net present value at year 1. Okay. So let's start. So in year 2, what are the cash flow? 6,000 or 5,000? So what will be the expected price? The expected price will be, say, probability out into 6,000 plus 5,000. This will be the expected price. Okay, expected price minus the cost of 1 ounce, that is 4,600. This whole thing into number of ounces, 1,000. Now this is our nothing but our cash flows. Then we want to discount our cash flows. All if you remember the previous steps that we followed in the previous adjustment. So numerator here it will give you the cash flows. We want to discount it. So divided by 1.10, discounting for 1 year. So year 2 cash flows, we're discounting them to year 1. Okay. Plus, let's calculate the cash flows of year 3. Year 3, what are the prices? So we'll take the probability out, 0.25 into prices 6,500 into the price 6,500 plus 5,500 plus 5,500 again and plus 4,500. Okay, this will give us what? The expected price. Then this minus 4,600 will give us what? The profit. Now the whole thing, yes, whole thing into, I don't have spaces, I'm writing it here, the whole thing into 1,000 ounces. Whole thing into 1,000 ounces will give us our cash flows. Okay, and these cash flows will be when? At the end of year 3. So we need to discount it to year 1. So how many times will discount? From year 3 to year 1. That is once will discount, and then year 2 to year 1. So we'll discount, how many times will discount? We'll discount it 2 times. Divided by 1.10 whole square. And plus year 4 cash flows. So let's take the probability out, 0.125. Okay, so I'm estimating the cash flows now. I'm taking the cash flow just from here. So cash flow can be the price can be 7,000, or it can be 6,000, or 6,000, or 5,000, or it can be again 6,000 or 5,000, or it can be 5,000, or it can be 4,000. These can be the prices. Okay, so this would give you the probability, multiply this by this value, would give you the expected price minus the cost of extracting 1 ounce, 4,600. This will give you the profit per ounce, the whole into 1,000 ounces. This will give you the cash flow of year 3. The entire value divided by 1.10 to the power 3 will give you the present value. Yes, how many times you have to discount? They will discount it 3 times. You can see, no? So from here, this cash flows will be in year 4, and we want the net present value in year 1. So you have to discount how many times? 1, 2, 3. 3 times you have to discount. Okay, then next we'll be solving this. So how much we get? So 6,000 plus 5,000 into 0.5 minus 4,600 into 1,000. So we get 9 lakhs divided by 1.10 plus 6,500 plus 5,500 plus 5,500 plus 4,500 into 0.25. How much we are getting? We are again getting 5,500 minus 4,600, again 900. Very interesting. All of you keep seeing this. Into 1,000. So we are getting 9 lakh. Cash flow divided by 1.10 square plus, and let's see how much cash flow we'll get here. So 7,000 plus 6,000 plus 6,000 plus 5,000 plus 6,000 plus 5,000 plus 5,000 plus 4,000 into 0.125. We're getting again 5,500 minus 4,600, 900 again we're getting here. So into 1,000. So again the cash flows here also are the same, 9 lakh. Why is this happening? I'll talk about this at the end. Divided by 1.10 to the power 3. Okay, so let's discount. So 9 lakhs divided by 1.1, how much we get? We get 8 lakh 18,181.81 plus divided by 1.1. So we get 7 lakh 43,801.65, and here we get 6 lakh 76,183.32. All right. So what is the total present value here? 8 lakh 18,181.81 plus 743,801.65 plus 676,183.32. So it comes to rupees 22 lakh 38,166.78. So total present value, okay. So total present value of cash flows at year 1 in option number 2 is 22,38,160.78. What we want to know the NPV at year 1. How do we calculate that? So present value of cash flows minus the initial outflow of 10 lakh rupees. How much is the net present value? 12,38,166.78. This is our net present value. Okay. So what do you think, everyone? In which year should you open the mine? In year 0 or in year 1? Definitely in year 1, because in year 1 the net present value is 12,30,160.78. In positive value, in year 0 it is negative net present value. Yes. So definitely you should not open in year 1 because net present value is negative. In year 0, net NPV is negative, you should not open the mine in year 0. In year 1, the NPV is positive. So definitely you can open it. But for comparison, we'll have to calculate. You cannot calculate the present value of year 0 with the net present value of year 1. We cannot calculate, no, because one value is in the year 0, one value is of year 1. We cannot calculate, or please note a very important point in finance theory. You cannot compare two monetary values which occur in different points of time. You cannot compare that. You have to compare two monetary values occurring in different points of time. You have to bring them at the same point of time. Either compound the value happening early to the value happening later, or either discount the value occurring later to bring it to the value occurring earlier. So here what we'll do next? We'll calculate the present value of this 12,38,166.78 in year 0. Next, therefore, NPV at year 0. Now this adjustment is very important, everyone. Very logical, very important. So how do we calculate this? Okay, so here also you must first understand why are we calculating this NPV in year 0? Because we want to compare. So how can we compare this NPV of 5,280 with that NPV? Because this NPV is as on year 0. Correct? Because you're opening the mine when? In year 0. So this NPV is in year 0 and this NPV is in year 1. We cannot compare NPV of year 0 with NPV of year 1. We will have to calculate the NPV of year 0 for the second case as well. How do we calculate that? We'll just discount. But then again, one thing to be noted, that 12,38,166.78 is the NPV in year 1 if the prices increase. Yes, so if the price increases to 5,500, NPV is going to be how much? 12,38,166.78. But there are chances that price may not increase, price may decrease. Yes, what will you do in such a case? Yes, so if you pay attention here, year 0 the price is 5,000. Okay, and we know this price can increase to 5,500 in year 1 or also decrease to 4,500 in year 1. Now, if the price is 5,500, what will we do? We will open the mine. If the price is 4,500, what we will do? We will not open the mine. Yes. So if the price is 5,500, we'll open the mine, and which implies that the NPV will be 12,38,166.78. And when you do not open the mine, yes, definitely if you're not opening, no cost, no income, so NPV will be 0. And we want to calculate now what? The net present value in year 0. So what we'll be doing, we'll be calculating the average value. The averages are the probability. So NPV in year 0 is equal to average 12,38,166.78 into 0.50 plus 0 into 0.50 divided by 1.10, we have to discount. So how much we get? We get rupees 1,01,000 we are getting 12,38,166.78 into 0.5, that divided by 1.1. Yes, we get 5,62,803.08. So this is the NPV in year 0. That's all. So you can write your decision. What is your decision? The mine should be opened when? In year 1. That too when the price is high. That is when the price is high. Okay, so also you can conclude that the mine should not be opened when the price of gold is lesser than or equal to rupees 5,000, because you can see that when the price was rupees 5,000, that is in year 0, then the NPV was negative. So definitely when the price is 5,000 or lower, the NPV is going to be negative. You have to open it only when the price is higher than 5,000. Okay, I hope all of you are clear with this. Yes, so very important adjustments we have seen so far. First, how to calculate the various prices and the various probabilities, and understanding that in the second subdivision, when you open the mine in year 1, the NPV which you get, that will be the NPV at the end of year 1. We need to calculate the NPV at the end of year 0, so that we can compare this NPV with the previous NPV. And to calculate the NPV of year 0, what we'll do, we'll have to calculate the NPVs in both the circumstances. When the price increases to 5,500 in year 1, we will open the mine, yes, and NPV will be 12,38,160.78. But there can also be a scenario when the price is not 5,500, price is 4,500 in year 1. What will you do in that case? When the price is 4,500 in year 1, you will not open the mine. If you don't open the mine, NPV will be 0. Yes. Okay. So when you open the mine, price is NPV is 1238 160.78. When don't open, NPV is 0. Okay. So what will be the average NPV? We're calculating the average NPV like this. Weighted average NPV, or the weights of the probability. Then we'll discount NPV, average NPV at 10% for 1 year, and that will give us the NPV in year 0. Okay, I hope all of you are clear with this, and please go through this question maybe once or twice until you are extremely clear with this. So next we'll be going to the adjustment number 2.